So I was in a really bad accident a few days ago. Um and I was wondering if I should post about it, and I haven't until now. I was praying about it, and I feel like it could encourage some people. So my mom and my sister weren't getting along, like, really bad. Like, I really care about my family a lot. They weren't getting along, and I didn't know what to do. And so I prayed, and I said, God, whatever you have to do, take all of our possessions. Don't let us get hurt, but heal my family. And I said, I don't care if other people get hurt. And then I changed my prayer, and I said, I do care if other people get hurt. Let nobody get hurt. Let nobody get hurt, and take all of our possessions, but heal my family. Like, help my family. So I prayed that prayer, and then a few minutes later, I got in the car and I was driving, and I was like thinking I'm gonna die in a car wreck, and I'm like, God, please don't help me not die in a car wreck. And literally, like, a few minutes later, I got into a really bad car wreck. I was doing 50 or 60 miles an hour, and this car pulled out, like, right in front of me. And I was like, this is it. Like, oh my word. And I was just like, God, and then slammed on the brakes. So I was like, oh my God, and slammed on the brakes. So, and then, like, it was like a screech of the brakes, and then bam. And it was like slow motion a little bit. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm bleeding out from the stomach because my stomach really hurt. And I realized, and I was like, maybe it's just from the seatbelt. And then I see smoke, and I'm like, I'm going to burn to death in the car. So I got out of the car, and my adrenaline's pumping, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I get out of the car, and then I hear like crying or something from the other car. And I'm like, oh my gosh, someone wasn't wearing a seatbelt, someone's dead. So I go over and make sure everybody's okay. And it was like five teenagers. And I'm like, is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? And then I asked them if they knew Jesus. I was like, do you guys know Jesus? And I said, because we almost met Jesus. Like, I was like, the only thing that matters is Jesus. And, like, you need to read the New Testament. So I was uh, and I said, 2 or 3 weeks from now, you're going to forget about the wreck. You better not forget about Jesus, because we almost met him, and one day we will all meet Jesus. And what we did with Jesus is all that matters in life. So there was two girls and three boys, and the two girls were pretty upset, and I was just trying to, like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Like, the only thing that matters is Jesus. You're alive. Like, you're gonna be okay. So they were just really cool people, and so I think the three boys left with friends, possibly. And then the parents and grandparents of the two girls showed up, and they were nice. Uh and and then I remembered I literally burned a hole in my pocket like the day before, and earlier that day a wooden cross had fell out of my pocket onto the floorboard, and I was like, I'll pick that up later. And I gave a Christian card, a true Christian card, a Jesus card to the one girl, and I didn't have any more cards to give, and I was wanting to give something to the other girl, and I remembered the cross, and so I opened my door, which barely opened, and it was a really bad wreck. It could have been worse. but God answered my prayer. Like, I got into a really bad car wreck, which might heal my family, and nobody had a scratch on them. Like, nobody had a scratch. So, I mean, we were all shook up a little bit. Like, when you get in a bad car wreck, like, you're aching and this hurts and that hurts. But, like, nobody was seriously hurt. So, I was looking for something to give to the other girl. And I was like, oh, the cross fell out of my pocket and it's on the floorboard. And then I was thinking, and then I was looking for it, and I was like, where is it? And then I was like, oh, you were just in a bad car wreck. So I reached really far under the floorboard towards the front of the car, and I found it in some dirt. And I was thinking, like, the cross was like in between me and the other car. It was just really cool. Anyways, I gave it to the girl, and the girl and the mom got emotional because their grandma died a week ago, and she had a wooden cross, and she was like the real deal, a real Christian. So I was like, yeah, it's Jesus. So that was really cool. So God answered my prayer. He took my possession, the car, and nobody was hurt at all. Like, I feel like my family is healing a little bit. I got to share the gospel, and they thanked me for being like a decent guy and whatever. And I was just sharing Jesus and being like, it's going to be okay. Jesus loves you. Like, give your life to Jesus. It's going to be okay. So, and I'm not trying to brag on myself. I'm just saying, like, that's what it's, you're going to be okay. Jesus loves you. Give your life to Jesus. That's what life is about. And so God answered my prayer. And then I was talking to my mom. I was like, I want to pass out books. I wrote a book, A True Christian. And I want to pass out books and Bibles, but I don't have any money. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, God cannot drop a $450 check out of the sky onto my front porch. God's not going to drop a $450 check out of the sky. Literally a couple days later, I was like, I give up. And I get a little ding, and I got an email, and somebody I had never spoken to before gave me a check. Like, I'm not making this up. Somebody I had never spoken to before gave me a check so that I could buy books and Bibles. It's absolutely insane. So God can drop checks from heaven. God can heal your family. God can help you help other people come to Jesus. Like, God is the one with the power, not me. I'm not like a fantastic prayer. I don't know how to pray really well. I try my best. So anyways, God answers prayers. So anyways, I just wanted to encourage you guys with this video. Jesus loves you. Give your life to Jesus. Witness. Jesus is almost here.